Identities for negative angles or the odd and even identities. Here is a Cartesian plane with the x and y axes. Drawing a line segment with length r which form an angle theta from the x-axis. We can draw a vertical line parallel to the y-axis with length y. We can draw another angle theta but opposite in direction, say at a negative angle theta. The opposite side of angle theta is negative y since it's located below the origin. The adjacent side is common to both triangles, which is in the x-axis measures x units. For positive angle theta, cosine theta is equal to adjacent over hypotenuse, which is x over r. For negative angle theta, cosine negative theta is equal to adjacent over hypotenuse, which is x over r also. But x over r is equal to cosine of positive angle theta, so cosine negative angle theta is equal to cosine of positive angle theta. In case you ask why r is not negative, this is due to the fact that r is calculated using Pythagorean, as r is equal to the square root of x squared plus the square of negative y, which can result into positive r. For sine of positive theta, it's equal to y over r. And for sine of negative theta, it's equal to negative y over r. You can move the negative sign before the fraction y over r, and y over r is equal to sine theta, so sine of negative theta is equal to negative sine theta. This can be shown in the unit circle. Notice that the first elements of each pair of coordinates are positive or of the same value for both positive and negative angle theta, while its opposite for the second elements for the positive and negative angle theta. Cosine negative 30 degrees is equal to cosine 30 degrees, which is equal to square root of 3 over 2. Cosine negative 45 degrees is equal to cosine 45 degrees, which is equal to square root of 2 over 2, and cosine negative 60 degrees is equal to cosine 60 degrees, which is equal to 1/2. So sine negative theta is equal to sine theta but with a negative sign before the value. Sine of negative 30 degrees is equal to negative sine of 30 degrees, which is 1/2 with negative sign before it. Sine of negative 45 degrees is equal to sine of 45 degrees, which is square root of 2 over 2 with negative sign before it, and sine of negative 60 degrees is equal to sine of 60 degrees, which is square root of 3 over 2 with negative sign before it. So cosine of negative theta is equal to cosine of positive theta. And sine of negative theta is equal to negative sine of theta. From these two, we can derive the other identities like tangent negative theta. Tangent negative theta is equal to sine of negative theta over cosine of negative theta. Sine of negative theta is equal to negative sine theta, and cosine of negative theta is equal to cosine of positive theta, so tangent of negative theta is equal to negative tangent theta. For secant of negative theta is equal to 1 over cosine of negative theta, and cosine of negative theta is equal to cosine of positive angle theta, so secant of negative theta is equal to secant of positive theta. For cosecant of negative theta is equal to 1 over sine of negative theta, and sine of negative theta is equal to negative sine of angle theta, so cosecant of negative theta is equal to negative cosecant of theta. For cotangent of negative theta is equal to 1 over tangent of negative theta, and tangent of negative theta is equal to negative tangent of angle theta, so cotangent of negative theta is equal to negative cotangent of theta. These are the identities for negative angles. Note that only cosine and secant can result in positive values while the others are negative. Resulting in positive when the input is negative is called by others as even identities, when resulting in negative when the input is negative is called by others as odd identities. Negative angle identities can be used in simplifying trigonometric expressions like this example: cosine of negative theta times cosine theta minus sine theta times sine of negative theta. This is equal to cosine theta times cosine theta minus sine theta times negative sine theta, and negative times negative is positive, so it's equal to cosine squared theta plus sine squared theta, which is equal to 1.